Another comeback victory, maybe not a Picasso like you say, but a win is a win. And from that point of view, how grateful are you to get this 2 points today?
Well, very grateful, but that's why there's 60 minutes on the clock.
Right.
You play everyone the same way, and just because we weren't winning early, and it didn't matter how long we were behind, we played all the way to the final buzzer, found a way to tie it up, and we've been pretty successful in overtime so far. So really, really happy for the way we just kept going and believing as a group. It was a very positive message from the staff and the group, just belief the entire way.
Sure. He did it the other night. Rubric did it tonight. And how great is that to have everybody chipping in? Because you just can't count on one or two guys, right?
Well, no. I mean, especially when you look at our offense right now, it seems like it's the same guy scoring. I mean, Rubric has got a ton of goals, and Kevin, is getting a lot of attention. But, somebody that's not going to get enough attention is Mason Ray for his defensive efforts. A lot of block shots. And he didn't play that many minutes. I probably should have rewarded him a little bit more, to be honest with you. But 71 chipping in, that's unbelievable. Right. I thought he really did good. And Ethan Zotto only had one goal on 8 games. He got the game puck tonight, won, because it was a huge momentum turn for us to get that goal. Right. And he's had a lot of opportunities, but everyone's going to look at Rubric scoring. But Zotto should draw the attention of taking away Vicari's eyes. I mean, you can't stop what you can't see, and 12 did a great job of taking away his eyes and put the pucks on the net, and anything can happen. I think he makes that save if Zotto isn't standing out front. So I think the honorable mention and the recognition goes to Ethan Zotto tonight.
Fair enough, yeah. Bit of a sleepy game for part of it. Did you kind of feel that behind the bench where nothing seemed to be right? Quiet crowd, that kind of thing. Right?
Yeah, Sunday, 2 o'clock, 3 games, 4 nights. You know what I mean? I mean, that can all go into it a little bit. But same thing. If I'm a family man and I'm paying tickets to bring my family, I mean, they got a show tonight. And, a lot of our home games have been pretty entertaining so far. So, I mean, the message is pretty clear and simple right now. As long as we're winning and getting on a good vibe, you better start getting some butts in the seats and watching these Niagara IceDogs play to win, because it's pretty exciting to be a part of this right now.
For sure. When things are kind of sleepy like that, I know you noticed you changed up the lines a little bit. Is that kind of just to maybe get things going, might as well try it type thing?
I like to change it up and switch it up. I think that's important. I mean, we were rolling 11 forwards, a lot tonight, and everyone was getting their opportunity. So out of those 11 forwards, we only got 1 right winger, so it seems like everybody can almost play the same position. We don't have 4 centers. I think we have 9 centers out there. So, I mean, for us, the 3rd game in 4 nights, we were just playing the guys that were fresh, and they kept rolling tonight. So they found a way to get the job done.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Thoughts on Flores coming back? I know you were pretty adamant that you were happy to get him back in the net after his 4-game suspension. How did you think he looked out there?
Well, he's yet to give up more than 3 goals in a game. He's 5-0. I mean that's just on stats alone. I mean that's huge. And I mean he made some really big saves. I mean he had that breakaway I think was really big. And so Flores was unbelievable. You can't discount him. I mean 3 goals allowed through 5 games. I mean that's just unbelievable statistics, and he's really given us a chance to win every single time he's been between the pipes.
And I know it's not the way you drew it up, but the last couple of times you've been able to get it to overtime and win, you've been down by multiple goals in the 3rd period. What's the message when you guys get down late, that you still have the ability to have those types of momentum changes that you mentioned, with Zotto scoring the goal and then getting what it takes to tie the game up and then getting the win? Like what is the vibe on the bench when you guys are in those moments right now?
Well, I think it's just a positive message, to continue to believe what you're doing, because we were playing well and we had a lot of chances to score, and we just said, hey, keep knocking at the door. One of these things are going to go in for us. And so, between the staff, between the players, there was no frustration. It was just a common sense of belief that if we keep playing the way we're going to play, sooner or later it's going to crack. And sure enough, it did for us. So I think it was just making sure we play 60 minutes all the way to the end, and then we had to play a few extra bonus minutes.
And when you're playing a team like that has a lot of structure and they like to wear you out and cycle and things like that, I know you got to win up there in Kingston against these guys, but when they get a lead, they sort of play differently. So how were you guys able to kind of change the tide with that and break through from what they were doing out there on Kingston's side?
Well, I really respect Troy Mann as a head coach. I mean, the guy's won a Calder Cup. I mean, he's been through NHL organizations, great hockey playing career, and you can see exactly how they played. I mean, he has his team playing very, very well, and so especially when they got up in the league, we had to change a few things. We had to change some lineups. We had to change a few systems, and that's a sign of a very good team. And, it's not ideal going into the 3rd down against these teams, but the resilience of this group is tough not to notice, and finding a way to play all the way to the end. As last year, I don't know if we would have had that belief being down so often, but for us, if we get down, we still think that there's a belief, and it was great to see some different guys actually crack in tonight's lineup, have some help for us.
And lastly, a guy that's not going to get a lot of notoriety with some of the bigger names, but Sean Doherty is a guy that came in as an underrated pickup, a fourth-line player that you've been able to move up and down the lineup. He's contributed with a few goals, and he set up that play to Zada as well. So can you speak to what Doherty's brought as a depth guy that can play in 200 foot and be reliable for you?
Well, for us, we want the winning recipe, and you can't just have the one ingredient. You can't just have a bunch of Kevin Hees on your team trying to score. I mean, you need some different ingredients to make sure this thing goes well, and that's exactly what Sean Doherty is. I mean, he's our only right shot forward in the lineup that plays regular minutes, but I mean, he can be dependable on the backside. He's dependable on the offensive side, and I think the biggest thing for us is we're finding ways, or he's finding ways to contribute one way or the other, especially with limited minutes. So as a coach, the first thing you want to do initially is find a way to reward him, and he's just been a huge factor in a lot of the wins, and I would say right now he is our unsung hero.